Gonna do a little video on, are you overpowered or not? The Naples Sabbath has weather helm. It wants to head up a lot. You're always gonna have weather helm upwind. But if you have too much weather helm, you have to flatten the sail. And it's a little different for every person, right? These guys all look outstanding. They're not overpowered, so they don't really need to do too much. The worst thing you can do in a Naples Sabbath is have the outhaul too loose. The outhaul too loose creates reverse drag, like the leech hooks and it sucks you backwards a little bit. So the worst thing you can do in a Sabbath is have the leeboard back at all. The next thing is his leeboard's back a little bit, right there. The next worst thing is you have the outhaul too loose. See, these guys all, you know, if I was Poppy, I don't know, she looks pretty good. 13022. She's not overpowered. I told her to have a little bit of boom bang on too. So if you get overpowered and you're having to hike and you're overpowered, which she's not, you go Cunningham tighter, outhaul a little tighter, and you put the bang on a little. That makes it so you can ease your main sheet out an inch or two in the big puff. You go, when you get a puff, you ease an inch or two, you hike out slowly, and then you try to click the main back in that inch or two. Sometimes maybe it's not. It all depends on the wind at the time. I think Poppy did quite well here. She's doing a good job of not pinching. Man, she looks really dynamic. Super cool. The thing about our team is their primary competitors a lot of times are their friends. And so we're monitoring, kind of watching that and trying to help them navigate that challenge. They do a great job of remaining friends, and you know, we have to keep an eye on it because their toughest competitors are often their buddies. Here's Liam. Obviously he gets it forward a little, his first C1 regatta. And it looks like the pin end might have been favored. Here's Tiago. Yeah, it's all right. Now you got to be careful of being too aggressive in a Sabbath. He's got that boom too far in. He's got that boom too far in. His boom's stalled out. There. Yep, got to be careful how much rocking you do with the leeboard boat. But you got to be careful of overloading. It's pretty smooth now. I think it was just, oh, he's singing. That's awesome. I guess it looks all right. Yeah, you got to be careful how tight you trim these guys. See, look at her go. Could be a little flatter. That's the one thing we're going to be working on is if you let go of the tiller, you ease the tiller out of your hand and it heads up quickly, you got to sail flatter. You got to reduce weather helm. So that's what we told all the kids before this race. Is just try to reduce the weather helm by going flat, flat, flat. Good job, Liam. He is really important. She might be footing too much. He might be going an inch too high. So, oh wow. Yeah, I think. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. And there's pressure. I don't know if she saw that pressure, but she got headed. She started pointing towards Tiago, and she played the shift, and now she's coming across having gained. Wow, that was killer. Now, those guys are on starboard tack. We sail the headed tack downwind, so she's probably going to become headed pretty soon. Yeah, look at the puff right over there. She's gonna get there, her sail's gonna luff. She should probably dig into it a little to get away from those other boats. Yeah, beautiful. And I'm not gonna call it. I think Tiago just got out of there ahead, so I think he's still good. But now she might be on a lift right here. Beauty. One factor of today, and we're about an hour and 40 minutes from high tide, but one factor for today is what this does, this current, I can see it on the buoy too. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little rebound over here, a little rebound water. Some of that's just the wind, but I'm blowing with the wind a little. So that's not the true current, but the current's definitely going out. And the current in here goes out that direction and it goes out that direction. So what this is affecting is it's making the upwind leg longer and the downwind leg shorter. And Downwind should not affect us very much. Their outhauls about 2 inches from the boom. Their Cunninghams are set, so there's not a ton of wrinkles, but there's an overbend wrinkle in the middle. They got a little bang on. Travelers, or Bronin's Traveler's pretty darn tight. He can steer on a knife's edge. He got 4th at Nationals in Gold last year at barely 12 years old, so he's pretty good. L, looking good. That twist looks really good. She might be doing a little wheelie. No, she looks fine. This sail's fuller. His outhaul's looser on Hudson or Madeline, but she's good in heavy air. That looks really good. Clara Hannum looking very good. A little bigger. Not bigger. 92 pounds or whatever, 95. There's Hudson looking good. They all look very similar to each other. Good job, Hudson. And then here's Celeste trimming quite hard. 102.86. Got to be careful closing the leech off too much in a Naples Sabbath. That looks really good. He's along for the ride. He's like just letting the boat gallop there. Yeah, look at that. He's just flying it along. Beauty. Yeah, look at Clara Hannum again. She just got second the last race, almost won. And look, it looks like no righty coming. No righty coming. B Fleet. Connor 8,900. I really don't know how these guys have been doing. I've been focusing on the C1s. Poppy 10022. She just does a good job of not sticking the bow up really fast. She comes off the line and she's right on the wind. If she could have started closer to 102.08, she'd be golden. But she's just got a little speed edge on Riker, the yellow nose, so she's looking good. If she was closer to 102.08, she might just have to tack it down. See, she's waiting for him to. She's waiting for this guy to move forward. Oh, okay, no problem. She's hanging. Okay, going downwind. Ronan winning easily. He's on another level downwind. Clara Hannum looks like she's over there in second, maybe. C1's about to start. Again, this will be the last video here. What we're working on is when the wind gets stronger like this, and as we get a little bit of hiking involved, we go tighter Cunningham a little, tighter outhaul a little, and a little bit of bang on so that we can adjust the main. We can let the main out and the leech doesn't open too much. We don't put much bang on a Sabbath, I'm gonna tell you. It's nothing like no laser, that's for sure. C1 Fleet. Elizabeth Greenboat might want to just, well, she can't tack really because she's got Liam behind him. We got Liam sail flatter. We taught him how to get the Cunningham a little tighter, the outhaul a little tighter, and put a tiny bit of bang on, and to sit forward. He was, first C1 regatta. He could trim in just a little bit. His sail's a little too full. We'll teach him that later. Anywho. Not a long regatta for this Luff, and very simple messages about how to shape the sail as the wind changes. It's a very adjustable boat. Look at her, just totally hanging in there. Got the daughter of a star world champion. She should wallop out of there right there. I guess she's trying to keep it close. Yeah, Liam. Trimmed in a little now. His sail's a little flatter. He's hanging. Oh yeah, we told him to hike a little more too. Well, had to delete the starting video. We got 22 FJs out here. This boat number 10 is a C2 Sabbath sailor, sailing in a kind of a low silver level high schoolish kind of race. Not a high school regatta, but it's silverish. Here she comes. Oh, a little oversteer. See if she makes it. It is pretty incredible though that she's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, regardless of having to do a penalty turn. First, second, third, fourth or fifth. And this is the Hobart William Smith. There used to be a way back a guy from Hobart William Smith College that had videos of him sailing, and he sailed sitting to leeward with the crew holding the jib out, and he was really fast. He'd crouch down inside the boat sometimes, or sit on the rail. It was very unique. They got 7th in the first race. All right. Remy knew they were a little late. Just such a natural. Having the ability at this age at 10 to be able to look over your shoulder and steer. Everybody talks about weight, right? You know, they're 135 pounds soaking wet, man. You hit a big enough shift, it does not matter if you're heeling over. They are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on a lefty.
A good
Theo around first, Tiago, Jefferson, Lorelei and Maddie fourth, Clara and Elle fifth with the current strong. So Connor is in a little bit of trouble. Yep, the current is strong up here. That's good for her. That's gonna, and there's a nice little puff coming right there too. And a 8th grader and 6th grader. Big lefty here. You notice how these people are really struggling to make the water. Here comes Poppy. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Good wind coming. Look how fast he's going. So you know that there's wind coming. Beautiful. Yep. Nice. Yeah, working it out. Her vang is a little too tight, maybe. I can't. Oh, 14's vang's too tight. 9's vang's too tight. 15's vang is too loose. See how, if your top valve doesn't pop, then it's probably your vang is too loose. And then the thing about that group is you gotta spread out. You guys can't sail right under it. You don't want to be in pack. You want to get away from the pack just a little bit. So, especially when we're going by the lee and things, we'd want a lot more twist than that. I think that looks pretty good. In the puffs, that's probably going out too far. But we want the leech bouncing just a little bit. That's just too stiff on the leech. Wow, how did these guys, this is interesting. No one behind has wind. I think the Bix have the most wind, maybe. If I was her, I would consider jibing. Although she's starting to move now a little bit. Her vang is also a little too tight. You want the leech kind of bouncing a little bit more than that. These guys are all too tight. Connor's just losing just because his top bat is inverted completely. Boat 5, a little too close. Remember, when it's this breezy, you don't have to hang crazy close to the line. The boat will speed up in 4 seconds. You can go from 0 to full speed in 4. Maybe 3. Here's Poppy in 11. She should be sticking it a little and getting away from boat 4 and staying closer to boat 12. Nettie's boat 10. Perfect, Poppy. Good job. Boat 11 didn't rush it up. That's boat 11. There we are. She shouldn't tack. I've not done much video today, but really stoked for kids like this who get a chance to go into some low pressure racing at age 10, 11, 12 against high schoolers. Oh, I'm a little worried about this, Remy. Uh-oh, uh-oh. 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 Really stoked for these girls. Quinn and Poppy, 11. What, a 5th and a 6th grader, I think? Maybe 2 5th graders. Look at 11, just doing the chicanery. Look at that. Yeah, look at that, dude. Look at that. Oh, that's brother, sister, 11 and 12. That's 12, 13-year-old brother skippering. He sails 29ers mostly. So you've got Theo and Madeline, boat 12, against Poppy, his younger sister. So Theo's a 7th grader, Poppy's a 5th grader. And Theo's won almost every race. Oh, here's Connor and Caleb. Really good start at the boat. Oh, Poppy should have kept going. Theo. Poppy had a duck. This is outstanding. Getting a race against your sibling. Yeah, Caleb. I learned today is you have to watch the boats at, like, 15 is headed compared to 4. So 4 should be splitting the difference right now. 4 should be pressing. Oh yeah, he's gonna go right there. He's a little shy of the wind. But definitely lifted now, but just maybe should have gone a little further to make sure he was in the wind. Oh my God. These are just the monster righty. Brendan and Aiden. They're still set up for heavy wind. There's boat 9 right there. That's Clara and Elle. They've come on strong at the end. They're close to winning. So they're lifted, boat 9's lifted, boat 12, Theo, is there. Now, if they get lifted more, Theo's first. If they get a big header out on the left, oh wait, I am wrong. 15, Connor and Caleb. Connor and Caleb come on strong. Lorelei and Maddie. Ooh, that was tight. That was actually pretty darn good. Good job, Maddie, getting the jib out. Theo in fourth. Clara and Elle in fifth. Big righty up on the upwind leg here. 6, 7, 8. Poppy and Quinn 8. Everybody just follows each other. Remy and Nettie are just, oh, I have a huge puff on me right now. The last race, and I love sometimes you have kids, literally this is their first FJ regatta of their life. A lot of these kids have been practicing all season with their high school teams. And you look what they did. You see how those guys did the great circle route, the leaders? And the two youngest kids basically in the fleet just pointed towards the mark more. And if he gets a puff, which he's going to get, there is wind right here. I think he's going to get a puff. He's going to be way ahead of those kids over there that he rounded the mark behind. That's boat 10. They rounded with boat 11, which is all the way right there. And he just, you know, sometimes it takes the least experience to not have too much in their head. And high school sailing, you point at the mark and anything more than about 6 knots, you go wing on wing at the mark. Whatever jibe is pointed you at the mark. So he could actually go on to starboard and go wing on wing and probably come out. We'll see. Just by sailing less distance, they rounded with all of those boats. The problem right now is that this guy is kind of fouling them by staying so low. Now it's clear. But that guy was just a little too close windward. Yeah, see, Remy's naturally, wow, the current is going here. The current sucks back into that, under that bridge. So they are moving fast, even though it doesn't look like their sails are really pulling them. The current's going like quite fast. They're gonna round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9th. Tiago in the OYC boat over there is really good. Really good little sailor, so he just might get in there. Remy should jibe. His jib is getting a little weird. He doesn't know that. Now what you do is you look at the mark and you look at the exit angle. So you're gonna come out at least at that angle that 15 is at. So you're already planning where you need to turn to come out at that angle right at the mark. You wanna be at that angle as best you can, right at the leeward side of the mark. Yeah. Very good. That was good. Boat 12 did good there. See how he rounded later? And then he just pinches a little and just keeps his lane. Okay, Remy got inside of boat 8 just by being a little... the other guy was going too low. The other guy had his jib. The other guy did a little better rounding, but that's all right. I love it. She's dragging her hand in the water. They are just on a humongous... Oh, it's coming back down now. Look at the lefty they're on. They look good right now, and then they're just going to go. Look at these guys already have it. They're already way down. Classic stuff. Race, and the people that are going to the leeward mark are looking at the boats going upwind, and the plan is probably come around the mark, go far enough to get away from any other boats, and then get on starboard tack. And you look at the finish line, you imagine if that were a start line, where would I start? And I see 15 looks very lifted. If that was a start line, I think I would be at the boat end. So right now I'm thinking I'm gonna finish at the downwind end. All of this is being planned here. Here goes Poppy around in 7th. Great last race. Either 2 5th graders or a 5th and 6th grader. Boat 11. Boat 5 has got 15. 15 overstood the pin. Yeah. It's very close. So remember that. Finish at the downwind end. I guarantee that the boat end's favored if it was a start line. So you finish at the opposite end. Here comes Lorelei and Claire. They did pretty well. I think we got three in the top 5. Maybe 4. Here comes Poppy. Great day. Anyway, that's enough video. End of a long day. Not a long day, but 5 races. Middle schoolers. And handling a boat and laughing, talking, making fun of each other. That's what it's all about right there. You can push them and specialize and get hard on them and be more judgmental of their techniques when they get a little older. That's what you want to see. Smiling at the end of the day.